Appendix B, 29, we're using a graph to find the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. So here is the graph that's given. Now, to find the equation of a line in slope-intercept form, we need to find the slope and the y-intercept. Since 2 points are given, first compute the slope. Okay, we're going to let P equal the first point, x1, y1, and we'll let Q equal the second point, x2, y2, be two distinct points. If x1 is not equal to x2, then the slope m of the non-vertical line L containing P and Q is defined by the formula. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the graph, and then we're going to pick our following points. So if you notice on the graph here, we have our points. We have -1, 1, and we have 1, -2. So we can call the first point x1, and this is y1, and this is x2, and this is y2. So we're going to use our slope formula. So m is going to equal y2 minus y1. We're going to plug in our numbers. So we have -2 minus 1. So let's go ahead and highlight that. So we have -2. And then we have 1, and then we're subtracting it according to our formula. And then we have 1, and we're subtracting a -1. So again, we're subtracting that -1, and then what we end up with is -3/2. So the slope of the line is -3/2. Now, to get the slope-intercept form of the equation, we could either find the y-intercept or we could find another form of the equation and convert it to the slope-intercept form. Since we know the slope and a point on the line, we will use a point-slope form of the equation of the line to find the slope-intercept form. Point-slope form of an equation of a line. An equation of a non-vertical line of slope m that contains the point x1, y1 is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we're going to substitute the slope and the coordinates of a point on a line into the point-slope form. Well, we know that the slope is -3/2, so we're going to replace m to be -3/2. Then we're going to use, we can use either point that we have been given. In this case, we can choose the first point, which is -1, 1. So that means x represents -1, so it's x minus -1. And then we're going to choose the y value to be 1, so it's y minus 1. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to combine like terms. So we have y minus 1 over here. This becomes x minus -1, which becomes x plus 1. And then the next thing we want to do is we're going to distribute the -3/2. So -3/2 times x gives us -3/2x, and -3 times 3/2 times 1 gives us -3/2. Now currently this is now in point slope form. And the last thing we want to do is we want to convert this into slope-intercept form of the equation. And if we want to convert that, we need to isolate and solve this equation for y. So in order to isolate y, we're going to add 1 to both sides. And this 1 is the same thing as 1/1. And now we need to combine these two terms. So the common denominator is 2. So this becomes -3/2 plus 2/2. And therefore, combining, so y is going to equal -3/2x minus 1/2. And now we've put that into slope-intercept form.